You know, the Fool, depending on the sign that it comes up for, some people find that Fool energy easier than others. I kind of feel like Sagittarius is one of those that does find it easier because that's naturally the Knight of Wands energy, and the Fool is like that. But you have the Moon coming up as the advice. Now, whenever these two cards come out, and I tell all my clients this, whenever they message me, or whenever they book a reading and their question is, will this happen? Or will whatever happen? And I always tell them before I've even pulled any of the cards, one of two cards that come out, or both sometimes, are these two. The Fool and the Moon, because both of them talk about going on faith. Faith is key here. Faith in yourself, faith to overcome your fears and doubts, faith in being able to handle whatever comes up. Whatever comes up. Right, let's pop this here. I kind of feel like this is a week where you're getting ready to step up and show what you're made of. That's what the Five of Wands asks you to do. It's healthy competition. It's not like the Five of Swords. Five of Swords can be very nasty and difficult because that's ruthless. That's selfish energy. That says pick your battles wisely. This one doesn't say that. This says throw yourself in there. You know, go and show what you're made of. This always looks like a team sparring, right? You know, trying to get better, trying to improve, to show who they are. And we know that's what the Five of Wands is about, because the card that comes after it is the Six of Wands, where we're recognized for pitting ourselves against the competition. So this is showing what you're made of. Showing what you're made of so that the cream can rise to the top. I always feel that with the Five of Wands. But you have the Ace of Wands with this. Now the Ace of Wands, this is, it's a new cycle. You know, aces are always the potential for new beginnings. But when we get the Ace of, well, all of them, whenever we start off a new cycle with the aces, it's to do with you. Always. Not anything else, not anyone else. I know some people see them as gifts because their hand's coming out. I don't see that. I see it's with us. So with the Ace of Wands, it's like, what inspires me? What do I want to create? Is there something that excites me? What am I enthusiastic about? And that is key here. That is key here. Especially around this. So if you're being called, you know, in your relationship, hey, let's go do something, or to do with work, projects, that kind of thing. You're going to know if it resonates with you, if that is your path, by how much it excites you, inspired to do something. Now that's important because you're not going to step up and show your best. If you're bored, it's one thing with Sagittarius. Admittedly, yeah, we get bored very easily, more than a lot of the other signs. But, you know, if you're bored, you're not going to be bothered. You're just going to be like, well, screw it. I don't care. I don't want to win. I'm not competing for anything. Just, I can't be bothered. So this week, it seems like it's key for you to figure out, does it excite me? Let's be honest, the Ace of Wands, it's the boner card. You know, you're not going to get anything done unless you're excited, unless it brings that, raises your energy, ready to go and create something new, to do something new. This can be creative projects, passion for a new person, but it all begins with you. What inspires you? And it very much looks like going in a different direction from where you have been going. That doesn't mean you're leaving that job or that relationship. It never means that. That's your choice to do that. No one ever makes those choices for us. But with the star coming up at the heart of your reading, this is the hope that comes from a new direction. I always feel with the star, it's like anywhere but here. The tower's just fallen. That's why we can see the stars. It's dark. You know, the tower that we were in has just collapsed because it's number 17. The tower's number 16. And we're standing there and it's almost like, which star do I pick? So it's asking you to pick a star. What does that mean? Pick a new dream. What do you want? Because then that star guides you. It guides you to where you want to go. A new dream, a new wish. And the star is the major arcana version of the Nine of Cups. You know, it's that kind of fated feeling. I was born to do this. It's written in the stars. It's that energy. But we feel it. We feel it. And that's why we follow that star. Now, the downside of the star, and I'm going on a bit about it because it's at the heart of the reading. Everything revolves around this. The downside of the star is we can look up at that star and think, it's too far away. I'm never going to reach it. But you will. Five of Wands says you can pick, you know, you've got it within you. The Five of Wands, out of all the fives, I don't mind the Five of Wands. Why? Because it's one of those cards that even though it's a challenge, that's all it is. It's a challenge. You can, if you use the energy correctly, you can use it, you can enjoy it. It's not an obstacle. It feels good to pit yourself. It's like sportsmen would do this, or business competition. It's that kind of, it's healthy. It feels good to show what you're made of, and it gets the spirit rising, the energy rising up. But so we have the star here. You have strength coming up in the past. You've had to exercise courage. You've had to dig in deep. I mean, strength talks about courage, yes, but it's all of those inner strengths that we have. Endurance, staying the course, all of this. Bold moves, it's very much inner strength. I mean, have a look at this. You'd think the lion has the strength, but she's the one that has the strength. How did she know she could approach the lion? She didn't. She just believed in herself. And that's what's key here. Belief in yourself. Belief in yourself. I feel that massively here, but especially with that energy coming up. Now, the thing is, you have the Two of Swords here. So this might be a lot happening, opportunities coming in, or people around you. Let's be honest, the Five of Wands, it's not always us pitting ourselves against nice people. Sometimes this might be well-meaning friends, family, whatever, colleagues who are giving us unsolicited advice, because we all know how much we love unsolicited advice, right? Sarcasm. But yeah, and we might have to tell them, back up. That's not what I want to do. This is what inspires me. I know what's right for me. Sometimes we have to do that with the Five of Wands. But the strength and the courage, the endurance, everything that you went through, it's now so you can have that new beginning. So why is it now, when you can pick a new dream, when you can go in a new direction? Rhetorical question. Everyone's going to have a different answer to this. Why are you doing this? Why are you not picking it? I get it, because the Two of Swords person, she has a decision to make. These are two opposing truths. So, let's use an example of that. I've got rent to pay. I've got bills to pay. I need my paycheck at the end of the month. And, that's one truth. And yet the other truth is, this place is stifling my creativity. I have an idea for a new business that I want to do, but it's going to take me time to set it up to do it. The two truths don't work together. You can't do both. You can't want to stay at work and want to do the business together. I mean, some people can, but do you see what I mean? Because here, she doesn't want to get hurt. So she's trying to keep the peace. She's trying to keep the balance. She's stuck in a job that she doesn't like, but she's also dreaming about a business. But even that's kind of destroying her, because she knows that she could be doing something else. But this is where it says there's no external help coming. These two say that too. The whole bottom row. Can you trust yourself, Sagittarius? Because she can't see anything ahead of her. I often think this is a like need versus want, right? Need versus want. And yet you're not picking either. If you have to do something in that moment, like you have to pay the bills and you have to buy food and stuff, then it's about finding the joy within that job, finding the excitement there. How can I make this exciting? I have to do this for another year. Then it's doing that. But this is not doing either. This is trying to keep the balance, and no, this is sitting on the fence. That's uncomfortable. And waiting, almost like, someone going to come and help me? No, there is no help coming with the Two of Swords. I always see that. Because she's blindfolded. She wouldn't see it anyway. She wouldn't see it. And you can't stand there holding the two swords forever. Your arms will get tired. So where does she make this decision from? She must decide herself. Using her mind, using her heart, using her intuition, whatever it is. The moon always gives me the notion of intuition. What is it that I truly want? Why do I want this? And then pick her truth, drop this one sword. Then she's got a hand free. Then she can remove the blind and see what's ahead of her. Now this, especially with that Five of Wands and the Two of Swords, this might be an argument. This could be an argument, like internal conflict, an argument going on with inside two opposing ideas. Yes, I talked about that. Or this could be with someone else. It doesn't have to just be on your own. Two of you are not on the same page. As much as the Two of Cups is on the same page, Two of Swords are two opposing truths. You're not on the same page. But it's almost like someone's not saying anything or not doing something because they're trying to avoid the fight. And the Five of Wands is telling you it doesn't have to be an out and out brutal fight. There's no Five of Swords coming up here. It's very much about what is your own personal truth, expressing that. Expressing that. Because somebody's in the dark here with that Two of Swords. Now, once you make that decision, once you decide, okay, cool, this is my truth, I'm going to go forward with this, what do you get? You get the Fool. You get the Fool. That's amazing. But the Fool requires a leap of faith. Not faith in the path, not faith in what you'll encounter, not faith in the journey, but faith in yourself. And that's why I think the Two of Swords is here. Because that's doubt, that, you know, whatever. It's doubting yourself. It's not doubting other people. And it might come out, you know, that's the symptom. That's how it comes out about is, you know, we blame or we point the finger or we doubt other people. But the trust stuff comes within us. Because if we're not sure on a decision, we're worried that we'll make the wrong decision. It's not based on anyone else. Because if you don't trust someone, you don't trust them. That's bottom line there. Or if it's not good for you, if it's got you like this, then it's not good for you. So the person you don't trust is yourself, but yet the Fool trusts himself. That's where you're going. Make a decision. Good, bad, ugly, guys. It doesn't matter what you decide. Not making a decision is also a decision. So you can turn around and say, hey, you know what? I'm not ready to make a decision at this point. I don't think that's the case for whoever I'm reading for, not with all of this going on and that coming up. And not with the Star. It's very much that, oh gosh, it's not a nice way to put it, but it keeps coming up like that in my head. It's that kind of, you know, shit or get off the shitter. It's that kind of energy, Sagittarius. You can't do this anymore. And it's not like it's affecting anything. Whether it's affecting other people or not, that's not the point. It's affecting you. It's affecting you now. How much longer can you keep holding the status quo? And there is this new direction coming. Massive energy down the middle there. It's hope. It's that anywhere but here. Let me go on this new adventure. But it's based in faith in yourself. And it's a brand new scenario. And that, like I said, Sagittarius is good with that. That's, you like, yeah, the traveler, the explorer, that is Sagittarius. So you've got the Fool here. Major new cycle can come in from this new journey, new, you know, whatever. It's huge. This is across the board. Relationships, work, new lease of life it gives to everything to you, right? Where hope is returning to you. And yet your advice is the Moon. And it's saying, the Moon usually comes up when we're like, well, what's going to happen? What's coming up ahead on the journey? He doesn't know. And the Moon is saying, well, you can't know that because there's shadows on the path. It's a card of illumination, but what it illuminates are your own fears and doubts. Now, I'm going to ask this, and this is not going to be for everyone. It might just be for one or two people. How much of this strength, courage, whatever that you needed was white knuckling it? Like holding on to stuff or just trying to get through it. Now, there's a time and a place for that. That's not a bad thing. But this is not that now. Now that, what was a plus or a strength or a positive in that situation, I kind of feel like it's got you stuck now. Because you're still white knuckling it, holding on to those swords, those two truths. And it's like, it can't work. Let's go in a new direction. Let's go on this new adventure. Let's go follow that new dream. And I know you're afraid. And I know you can't see what's coming up ahead. But you don't need to. If you know, the shadow's there, you don't know that there's anything in the shadows until you go up to it and shine a light in there, right? But why are you afraid to do that? There are never any guarantees, guys. And these two cards are the two that say that very clearly. They're like, can you walk this path in faith? Can you take a leap of faith? And the faith is in yourself. The faith is, you know, feel the fear and do it anyway. That's the energy of that Moon card. It's self-belief. This is a big week for self-belief, guys. Whatever this is. I mean, some of you are going to get that notion of, oh God, it's just another one of my crazy ideas that I'm never going to do anything about. But yet it's not. Not if it leads to the Fool. Not if it's got the Star kind of energy about it. Sometimes we need to consider new options because they do fill us with hope. And you've got the Prince of Swords. That's the Knight of Swords. He takes action based on his own beliefs. He speaks his truth. He communicates based on what his own beliefs are. And that's why I think this is true. But how can you, if you've got two beliefs? He's got his one sword of truth raised up in the air. He can go charging through those shadows because his own belief system sustains him. And you've got that belief system based off everything that you've been through, that you've already been strong through. I mean, this is an amazing read. Amazing. The only one that's this kind of sticky spot is the Two of Swords. And it's almost like, I don't know which one to pick, Jay. I don't know what I think you do. I think you do. And that's why this is coming up. However long that's been going on, this is saying what inspires you. What reminds you of that spark within you. When was the last time you felt fired up and ready to go take on the world for this new project or new relationship or new whatever? That's the choice to make. And that opens everything up for you. Right, let's get you some oracle cards. Right, act as if your partner is here. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you so you will always consider them. Now, those of you that have followed me for a while, you know this is one of my least favorite cards from this deck. But the only reason because of that is when it comes to manifestation, people that are single. A lot of people that are single do the whole act as if your partner is here thing by leaving half their wardrobe empty or one side of the bed empty. Now, it's not the things that we do, it's the vibration that we do it with. So if you leave half your wardrobe empty and your bed, unless you're filled with excitement, you know, and that drive of like, wow, my person's coming and their clothes are going to look amazing there. And, you know, there's no point doing it. And if you're looking at that empty closet or the empty half of the bed and thinking, shit, that person's still not here, like it lowers your vibration, then don't do it. Don't do it. So that's one of the reasons I don't like this card. But if we forget that for a moment, act as if your partner here. This is a card that talks about consideration. If you're in a relationship, whether you live together, whether they're on the other side of the world, or whether you're looking for a relationship, right? And it says partner, so it doesn't have to just be romantic. This can be business partnership, whatever. Then you must make room in your life for that person, right? It's about consideration. How many people do not consider their partners, or, you know, they're always doing this kind of stuff, new projects, new whatever. When would you meet someone? Do you have, like, if you've got a business, is there office space for that person? Are you going to be sharing, you know, the responsibilities with them? So a lot of times we want other people in our lives. But then it's also this. Are we just going to like butt heads with them? Are we going to consider what they have to say? Consideration is key. Bloody hell. Time to go. Time to go. It's like the Eight of Cups, but it's more time to go. It's saying you have learned everything that you need to learn from this situation. And I think what you went through, it was there to show you your courage, to show you your endurance, to show you your ability to overcome obstacles. But that's why I keep getting the sense that you're kind of still stuck there. And it's like, no, that situation's given you a new truth. Let's go forward from that. It's time to kind of propel yourself forward. But it can, you know, the fact that you've had to do that for so long, it can throw you. There can be a sense of, well, I don't want what's going to come up next, right? But remember, time to go doesn't literally mean, it means doing things in a different way. There's very much an energy here, can you see, of, I think it's more preparation, preparing for something new, preparing to speak about your new beliefs, your new truths, whatever it is, getting back in the fray, in the fight. And the star is a healing energy. Why I say that is, I've been, you know, the example that I've been giving a lot, especially when this kind of energy comes up, is a lot of us last year, we managed to sit, heal, work through our stuff. All that retrogrades gave us time to do that. Now, imagine if you got thrown off a horse, right? And that's the example that I'm giving here. I've been giving a lot. Is if you got thrown off a horse, now you've mended your bones, you've done everything, you're good, you've gotten over your fear of horses. But you will truly know the final part of the healing process is getting back on the horse, getting out there and speaking your truth. That's when you know you're fully healed, going in a new direction. Dearest you, we have a secret for you. The more you think you know, the less you actually do. So if you are willing to keep an open mind, you will avoid the narrow confines of the know-it-all and open up to the unlimited potential that can be discovered only by the curious optimist. And that's what I call the fool. The fool is the curious optimist. He hopes for the best, but he's curious. He doesn't know what's going to come up. Curiosity allows you to discover new things, see the world from a different perspective, and find answers to questions you might not even know you have. Right now, whatever is going on, it's important to know that you are not aware of all the aspects of it. You are not aware of all the aspects of it you need to see to make an informed choice. You might be projecting a story that isn't totally true. So moving forward, your mantra could be, I don't know, or that's interesting, as you keep your mind and heart open to new experiences and a richer existence overall. All of us over here want you to be all you can be. We are cheering for you. Can you hear us? And that's this, right? I mean, that it's saying you've learned everything that you can out of that situation. Going forward, if we enter a new situation, we're not going to know everything. You know, when we are beginning in something or it's a new situation, how would we know? We're going to stumble. We're going to be the novice. We're going to be the beginner. And that's okay. That's okay. That's how we gain mastery, by doing the same thing again, like, you know, throwing ourselves into it. But maybe you're limiting yourself to two choices or to two truths where there's something new coming in. The curious optimist. I love that energy. That's one I aspire to be, the curious optimist, always in my life as well.